After 25 years of Pokemon, I never could catch them all. There's always just been so much out there from the franchise, between games, manga, anime, trading cards, movies, toys, and it has been quite overwhelming to try and keep up with it. And it's just crazy that Pokemon was once, well, it's always been for kids, which it is, but that it's changed so much over the years. It's become more of a generational franchise, similar to that of Star Wars. And part of that, I think, is just because people my age are just becoming older with a lot more responsibilities on themselves. With new games on the horizon, people opening packs, and so much more to come from Pokemon during this time, I figured I'd change it up a bit for you and give you a bit of my perspective on the 25 years of Pokemon I've had, and how I think it could be different, or how it could look in the future. This is Emmanuel. Let's talk about it. I grew up in the 90s and my time was spent playing either Super Nintendo or PlayStation, and if it wasn't that, I was reenacting scenes from Jurassic Park, Godzilla, Star Wars, typical kiddo stuff. Then suddenly I got sick one day and I recall my older brother leaving me his yellow Game Boy. But before that time, he had been borrowing a copy of Pokemon, only later to get his own copy of Pokemon Red. Well, anyway, I played his game, I got stuck in the cave, and I needed to use the move Flash, which I didn't know how to use because, well, I was a wee noob. Eventually I got my own copy of the game, Pokemon Blue. The rest, you could say, well, was history. The mechanics were pretty easy for a kid to explore. Additionally, it was easy to figure out the rock, paper, scissors nature of the game. Types had advantages, types had disadvantages, everything felt unique. Simply explore, catch, battle, and become a Pokemon champion. But more than that, trading. See, to me, that's always been the fun part, trading and battling with my brother. We could sit at the edge of our rooms with link cables, and we'd get crushed by whatever Pokemon we had that was stronger. That wasn't until he decided to have a juiced up Magikarp, which I'm pretty sure he was using a Game Shark for. It was a simple time, but it hooked my enjoyment even more when I played Pokemon Silver, which is my favorite along with its remake. This enjoyment especially continued with the Pokemon card games and the anime, but that faded away just before Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. See, kids, the Pokemon mania was pretty wild for a long time since its worldwide release. It was everywhere, more so today in my eyes, where I literally had teachers with Pokemon dolls and toys on their desk. TCG Pokemon tournaments were in full swing, Charizard cards were just about $100, and I'm talking like first edition or base set unlimited. It was crazy to even see my dad get on the action, focusing on the TCG aspect, collecting whole box sets that today are worth way more than they used to be.
Get the cards that's going to support you and what you want to do. The thing I love best about this is, especially with the younger kids, it gives us a way to connect. It gives me and Andrew a chance to hang out today, be a part of the tournament, and things we can do together. When we get so into the video games, it's between them and the TV. This is us. You know what I mean? And it's great. And I mean, the athletic stuff is fine, but this is strategizing, it's talking, it's just a nice way to bond and connect.
There were lots of promotionals on TV, and the anime was just doing its thing out there, and it especially was doing its thing in theaters too. Pokemon packs were literally anywhere. You could find them in some gas stations, but eventually it just kind of died down. Packs were starting to stack up, and there was an overflow of packs. There were literally sales to get them out more frequently, and eventually the mania just kind of died down. Continuing, people around this time kind of saw the franchise as being something weird that others would get addicted to either by getting cards and collections of toys, and my games began to collect dust. Also around this time, my older brother was in high school, and we found ourselves, along with our friends, finding other games that began to take up, well, some of our nerdy pop culture time. Eventually, he left for college, leaving behind his cards and games, and I had nobody to play Pokemon with. I never completed my Pokedex. During this time, playing Gears of War, Dragon Ball Z, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards became a mainstay. I was watching Lost and Heroes, and the time of watching Pokemon was over. I did attempt to play some of the newer games, Black and White being my least favorite, looking like an ugly PS1 game in my opinion, Diamond being an awesome game with unique designs and widening the Pokemon universe quite literally. Soul Silver gave me all the nostalgia and more, adding mechanics and giving an updated soundtrack and ability to continue trades with Pokemon Advance games. Unfortunately, they were all stolen at a track meet. A sad time. I know, it sucked, but it didn't bother me enough at that time to try playing again since there was nobody to play with. Following high school and going on to college, I didn't want my focus to be too spread out. And this showed in even my taste in games, where I mainly started to focus on just playing 2 games. I was playing NBA 2K and Gears of War. Occasionally I did go out to buy cards and play old school Pokemon, but I was doing it with Nuzlocke in mind. That was until X and Y gave me something completely fresh with its promotions and coinciding anime in Pokemon Origins, a topic for another video, and bringing back some familiar faces in a whole new way. And what can I say? I'm a sucker for nostalgia sometimes, and that's okay. Granted, lots of properties were making huge comebacks, and for a while it really seemed like what was going to be the comeback for Pokemon was going to be X and Y. But I was very wrong about this because that was Pokemon Go. Now, I understand some people in the casual scene were really loving this game. Most people in the fandom were thinking otherwise for a good while, more so because of the lack of battles at the time, features, and lack thereof. It just did not seem like Pokemon. In hindsight, though, I was completely wrong. It was exactly what Pokemon was and exactly what Pokemon needed to come back. It was bringing people together. I mean, I completed my Pokedex, and I'm talking about X and Y. I played X and Y with my brother. We walked together playing Pokemon Go. Friends were walking together playing Pokemon Go. People were walking together playing Pokemon Go. Pokemon, well, was on the go. For a while during this time, I lost interest in Pokemon. Not so because I didn't like it anymore, I was just too busy. I'd become a teacher and a coach, with little time to use for everything. That was until I noticed some of my students playing the TCG and the games. It was then I realized how much I missed it. Quickly, I began realizing the game still had some relevance. I was so busy that I also did not realize the 20th anniversary of Pokemon had come and gone. I didn't notice how much cards were raising in value, even how the games had changed and their subsequent sequels, and the prospects of a live-action Pokemon movie were around the corner. I was just mind blown by how much was happening. And wouldn't you believe it, that eventually the combination of Detective Pikachu and my students opening some packs with me became the thing that revitalized my nostalgia for Pokemon. Getting older, I then realized that I enjoyed Pokemon again. And the part that I enjoyed most now was the collecting aspect of the TCG. Funny enough, it seems like more and more people my age or just a little older or a little younger are starting to like the TCG more, if not the collecting aspect. And finding myself in that situation, I kind of feel similar to my father. I think how Pokemon in many aspects has managed to stay relevant is providing entertainment of all kinds for everybody. It never needed to grow up. It never needed to just be for kids. It was always meant for kids, but it was always meant to be a little nostalgic from time to time. And that's something that I think most people should be okay with. We've all had our chance to be Red or Ash, but it's okay to become whoever or whatever kind of Pokemon fan we want to be. And that's because of all the different ways Pokemon has for us to enjoy it. Now, in terms of the future, I think that the future of Pokemon looks very bright. A lot of people can agree on that. Games like Legends of Arceus look to give a fresh take on Pokemon with a type of Breath of the Wild aesthetic, especially if they get it fuller with Pokemon, work out the kinks, and have a polished game of that size that can last a long time. I'm curious to see the kind of staying power it'll have for years, and I could see them incorporating the pad to draw Pokemon ourselves in our Pokedex, or just have them logged in the journal that's there in the game. And I'm pretty sure the professor they mentioned in the reveal is a young Professor Oak. Additionally, I could see the future providing opportunities for Pokemon Legends to be at different time periods in the Pokemon franchise, maybe using time machines to trade and battle with future and older generations of that set line of games. I think it would be very cool to see some types of collection of all the old Pokemon games together, from the Game Boy Color to the DS or 3DS, put together for us to enjoy, or have them remade in the style of the new Diamond and Pearl remakes, giving us the ability to trade and even have a time machine feature to trade with the Legends games. in terms of the TCG's future, I do have some worries in there. Now, the TCG and hobby I expect are going to continue to grow. Eventually prices will calm down, but to be honest, watching videos of certain YouTubers getting tens of thousands of packs or just hundreds of packs makes my soul sad, and I wonder how many of them are actually part of the current problem of shortages. I would like to see them dial it down, but that's them, and obviously they're on a different level. But they do influence others to go over and buy and continuously flip cards inorganically. Obviously there's nothing wrong with that, but it does get discouraging and does take away from the others that want to enjoy or start in this hobby. I hope that in the future this also brings an end and change to the scalpers in the hobby, as the current pandemic has only supplied and fueled those people and given them more opportunity to scalp supplies. I would also love to see the toys make a huge comeback, have more miniatures for everybody to collect, as currently some of the Pokemon merch in the UK is doing pretty well apparently, and I finally could see the anime doing just fine on Netflix, but I would absolutely hope to see more live action Pokemon films in the future. Pokemon has fit nicely in our modern pop culture within the last 25 years, and I could very well expect it to be much more normalized and much more challenging in its games, and slowly more appreciated by everybody in general, as you have celebrities expressing their interests and fandoms such as myself beginning to age a little older. And that concludes my thoughts on the future and my little concerns, but thank you all for watching and listening. My questions for you all are: what are your first memories with Pokemon? What was your first Pokemon game? And who was your first starter? Tell me. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe for more weekly videos. Until next time, this is Emmanuel. Bye. See you.